Let's take a listen to what she said on the economy yesterday, because she's drawn a contrast. She's doing something that a lot of Democrats say is the right emphasis, opportunity economy for everyone, but also call out what is sort of a classism and the Wall Street elites and all that. Take a listen.
Okay.
Not everybody was handed on a silver platter $400 million and then filed for bankruptcy 6 times. All told, almost 200,000 manufacturing jobs were lost during his presidency, starting before the pandemic hit, making Trump one of the biggest losers ever on manufacturing.
What's the economic message this week with the speech and the interview and everything you guys are doing?
Well, first of all, in the last 48 hours, you saw the vice president give a tremendous speech yesterday that was very thoughtful, deep and detailed. You saw her do an interview with one of the toughest journalists in America. Today, you saw her in the White House doing national security. That's what a president looks like and sounds like. And you come away with the impression that she's very thoughtful, reasonable, and normal, as opposed to the person that she is running against, who doesn't have an economic plan except to help himself, help his rich friends, and then to hurt other people. So yesterday, what she did was she said, look, and today, I'm going to be hard and tough and make sure that our national security is better than anything. You noted Stanley McChrystal's endorsement, along with a lot of other generals, and then Donald Trump's people who know him best, his Secretary of Defense, Mark Esper, saying, don't put this guy anywhere close to the White House. So national security. But our national security also lays on economic security and people being secure. So the stock market's up, wages are up, jobs are up, right? GDP growth is up, but prices are still high and people are hurting. And what she did yesterday was say, I understand you. I know you, because I'm a middle class kid. I actually worked in McDonald's and I understand what it's like. And what she said in a very clear way yesterday is, in this country, talent is equally distributed, clearly, but opportunity is not. And notwithstanding how strong the economy is, many, many people are getting left behind. And she is going to focus like a laser beam on helping people lower costs, and she's got a whole list of ways that she's going to do that. Secondly, investing in small businesses, because that's where most of the jobs are. And third, winning the future about investing in jobs that are actually going to put people back to work in towns that have been blown out. And I think that she connected really, really well with America yesterday. They keep raising the bar. She keeps jumping higher. So let's kind of get it on.
She's challenging Donald Trump to do another debate.
Yeah, he's not going to do it.
We have a Trump White House veteran coming up a little later. Maybe someday we'll get you on in the same segment.
Donald Trump is not going to debate her then, because she took his lunch money last time.
All right, so what would you say to Mr. Lauder, who's coming up in the same hour? Everybody gets time. What would you say to the Trump campaign if the water's warm and she's making the challenge? That means obviously you have some sort of strategy here, no?
Well, I just think that people keep saying, I want to know more about you. And the more they know about her, the more they like her, as opposed to Donald Trump. The people who know him the best like him the least. So if they want to continue to have a discussion about which one of them is going to protect our national security, our economic security, make sure our military is stronger than none, not throw your allies under the bus like he's trying to do with Ukraine because he wants to take a knee to Putin, I think the vice president would say, bring it on. Let's do it again.
But you don't think Trump will do it?
I don't think so.
You think he knows he lost?
I think he 100% knows he lost. Okay. And he don't want any more of that.
He doesn't want any more of that.
In my neighborhood.
Respect. We've seen Harris close the gap in national polling as compared to where the president was doing. We've seen her improve her position on, in general, the favorability as well as the economy. There is one issue, one topic where she lags significantly behind Trump. Do you know what it is?
It's in the economy.
It's not the economy. She's close to. They're both in the 40s now in the economy.
That's good, but she's still a little bit behind him. That's okay. She's
catching up. You know the other one
I'm
thinking of?
No.
Because I asked the questions. Immigration.
Ask you a question.
Oh, you have a question for me? All right, at the very end. Immigration. This is pretty striking. There are so many people who are critical of Donald Trump on immigration. If you remember what it was like. But my question for you is about the politics here. Right now, Trump's still 20% more trusted on immigration than her.
Yeah.
Why is that? How do you change that?
Well, I would say two things. Every day that the vice president has been in this race, she has beaten him. On every day that she has been in this race, she has moved ahead and closed the gaps, and she will do this on immigration. She's actually going to the border tomorrow, and I don't think I need to remind you or anybody else once again, we actually negotiated a border bill, the toughest border bill that has ever been negotiated, that Senator Langford, who's a very conservative Republican, led. And the president and vice president were in favor of that. And the only reason why that bill failed is because Donald Trump wanted to use that as a political wedge. He put himself, again, ahead of the safety and security of the people. And the more you tell that story, the more people are going to go, look, we can have safe and tough borders, and we can also be a nation that's got a good legal immigration plan. We have to get that done. This has been going on now for 40 years in our country. Ronald Reagan spoke to it. The last speech that Ronald Reagan gave, it was a great speech about the importance of making sure that we have a good immigration policy. George Bush did it.
I mean, you want to get into that. Reagan was talking about asylum and refugees. Today, I guess you'd say he was liberal.
He wouldn't be in the discussion today.
Yeah.
The point is that this has been going on for 40 years. Yeah. They had an opportunity to really do something significant. Donald Trump stopped it.
Anything you want me to tell your counterpart from the Trump side?
I just wanted to ask him whether he's going to order a #1 from McDonald's like the vice president talked about, or whether he can say 2 all-beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun. If Trump can do that, I'll give him a point.